Hello everyone, I am Dr. M. Amuda of CSE department going to present object-oriented programming in C++. Basic concept of object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming is a different approach to programming and quite suitable for managing large and complex programs. An object-oriented language combines the data to its function or code in such a way that access to data is allowed only through its function or code. This is the paradigm of object-oriented programming where the data member functions are interconnected together. Features of object-oriented programming concepts. These are the following features of object-oriented programming: objects, classes, data abstraction, data encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. First one, objects. Object is a class variable or an instance of class. It can represent a person, a bank account, or any item that a program can handle. When a program is executed, the objects interact by sending messages to one another. For example, if customer and account are two objects in a program, then the customer object may send message to account object requesting for a bank balance. Each object contains data and code to manipulate data. Objects can interact without having to know details of each other's data or code. Class. Objects contain data and function or code in to manipulate that data. The entire set of data and code of an object can be made a user-defined data type with the help of a class. Class structure. A class structure consists of class name, class variable, and class function. For example, there is a class employee which has Sue, Bill, Al, Hal, David, or different employees in the class employee. Each employee will have a unique identity. So, they will form the objects of the class employee. Data abstraction. Abstraction refers to the act of representing essential features without including the background details. Take an example of switchboard. You only press particular switches as per your requirement. You need not know the internal working of these switches. What is happening inside is hidden from you. This is abstraction, where you only know the essential things to operate on switchboard without knowing the background details of switchboard is called as data abstraction. Data encapsulation. Data encapsulation is wrapping up of data and functions into a single unit. Encapsulation is the main concept of object-oriented programming. It is the way of combining both data and the functions that operate on that data under a single unit. Data and its functions are said to be encapsulated into a single entity. Now, encapsulated data and functions in class item. In this, there is a class called item. In the class item, the data will be inside and the functions will be inside. Set of is one function, get value of is another function. And keep data is called as a member variable, and these functions are called as member functions, in which the data are kept inside and the functions are called from outside. Modularity. The act of partitioning a program into individual components is called modularity. It gives following benefits. It reduces its complexity to some extent. It creates a number of well-defined documented boundaries within the program. Inheritance. It is a process by which object of one class inherit the properties of object of another class. It is the capability to define a new class in terms of an existing class. An existing class is known as base class and the new class is known as derived class. The main benefit of the inheritance is to build a generic base class and obtain a new class by adding some new features to an existing class and so on. This is the example of inheritance, that is automotive class. Class is an automotive in which it is inherited by three subclasses, that is two-wheeler, three-wheeler and four-wheeler. From two-wheeler it has been derived as scooter and motorcycle. If you take a four-wheeler, it is classified, it is inherited by bus, truck and car, where all the attributes are same for all the derived classes. Next, polymorphism. Polymorphism is a key to the power of object-oriented programming concepts. It is a concept that supports the capability of data to be processed in more than one form. That is, if you take an example of add, when you are adding the numbers 1 plus 2, it is equal to 3. The same plus operator is used for concatenating the string where it is a plus b is equal to ab. So in this operation, the polymorphism is acting as a concatenated string, and this operation, the plus operator is used as adding the numbers. So there is a different behavior in different instances. So this is called as polymorphism. Benefits of object-oriented programming. The major benefits are software complexity can be easily managed, object-oriented systems can be easily upgraded. It is quite easy to partition the work in a project based on objects. Objects created for object-oriented program can be easily reused in another programs. The various applications of object-oriented programming are multiple uses of data structure. This is an application where the same data is used many times. For example, a window data structure is used multiple times in a windowing system. Then, data in multiple programs. This is an application where the same operation is performed on a data structure in different programs. For example, record validation in an accounting system. For these purpose, object-oriented programming concepts are mainly used.